What's up, junkies? Welcome back in for another edition of Pigskin Junkies. Myself, Michael Larson, and Scott Panza. Jared on a flight once again, so we got 2 weeks in a row of just the two of us here. Scotty, how we doing?
Doing great. Miss Jared. But it's a little rainy up here in Connecticut. It's cold. This is turning into real macho football weather. And, we got 6 teams on bye this weekend. So lighter game schedule, and my Pats are on bye coming off the Ravens loss. So, a shorter schedule, but I think some really juicy, interesting matchups this weekend, and some huge spreads. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty juiced. We got the Raiders Chargers on right now, and the Raiders are up 10-0, and it's the second leg of my new favorite teaser special. It's the Monday, Thursday, Sunday tease. So you have a little juice in all the games. Leg 1 spiked on Monday with the what was the Monday night game?
Cowboys Giants.
Oh, Cowboys Giants. Yeah, over 32. I think it was a 3-team 10-point teaser. Right now I'm on the Raiders plus 11, and the last leg is Browns, Bills under 51.5 points. So I'm going to start tweeting out my new favorite thing, Monday, Thursday, Sunday, 3-team 10-point teasers.
Ooh, I like it. 10-point teaser, and it is week 10 lines that we will be talking about. So we tweeted it out. So, it's Saturday. You guys don't care about Thursday Night Football anymore, so we're not even going to talk about it. We're going to dive right into the Sunday games. And the first one on the docket, the Chiefs and Patty Mahomes returning to take care of business with his Chiefs. Coming off a big win against the Vikings, traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Chiefs are favored -3.5.
The Titans are, they're that team that you just can't quit. And that's the team I just can't quit is the Tennessee Titans. I gobble up the 3.5 because I just imagine the public is going to be all over taking the Chiefs in this spot with Patrick Mahomes back and Malcolm Butler gone for the year. So a great smash spot for them, I'm sure, and I think a lot of people will be hopping on the Chiefs here. I'll just lean Titans just because they're a ground and pound team, and the Chiefs do not stop the run all that well, but they've just come off 2 amazing wins with Matt Moore at quarterback. I'm generally going to stay away from this game just because I don't know what Mahomes' health is, but I imagine the public will be rushing to bet the Chiefs. I lean Titans and just take the home dog, getting more than a field goal here.
Yeah, I'm still hurting after that loss last week. I can't believe the Vikings lost. But anywho, Browns at home and favored. This is going to be
disrespectful
against the wagon of the Buffalo Bills. Browns -3.
It's so disrespectful, but the Bills have been beating up on some real crap teams. So but the Browns are one of these crap teams, and I think the biggest advantage here is that the coaching advantage for the Buffalo Bills, Sean McDermott over Freddie Kitchens, the weak offensive line of the Browns against the strong defensive line and cornerback play of the Buffalo Bills. I mean, it'd be crazy not to take the 3 with the Bills here. But it's just the line reeks. I can't believe a 2-6 team is laying 3 against a fully healthy. If you look at the injury report for the Bills, there's 4 guys on it, and they're all inconsequential players, and they're getting points on the road. The line reeks. It doesn't make sense. When that happens, I'm just stay far away from this game. But I lean Bills, but it just feels like Vegas is begging you to take them. So
they really are.
They really are. Who's looking at this game after the Browns just lost to Brandon Allen and the Broncos and thinking, I need to hop on the Browns here and lay points? It stinks. It stinks to the high heavens. So this is a stay away. But would love to see the Bills win, and then I can lock up my over 6.5 bet with the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. Whenever you see a line that seems too good to be true, It's usually because it is, and you just got to step back and be like, okay, what's going on here?
What's going on here?
Like something, figure out what it is, and then go from there. Next game on the docket, we got Jay Boo and the Buccaneers at home, -4.5 taking on the Cardinals.
One of my favorite bets of the weekend, David Johnson back for the Cardinals. Any spot I can fade Jameis Winston and lay more than 3, I will take it. So take the Cardinals here. The money's come in early on the Cardinals, and the line has moved accordingly with them. It opened at 6, down 4.5. I still like it all the way down to 3.5 if you can get it. I just no confidence with the Buccaneers. Last week was their, coming off the bye and get a big win, but a huge demoralizing loss up in Seattle. I don't know how they come back and play a team that's on extended rest. Now, I will say this is Bruce Arians' quasi-revenge game going up against his former team, and he may feel inclined to stick it to him a little bit because he got pushed out of town, but give me the 4.5 with the Cards. They've been playing some pretty good football lately. They lost to the Niners, but they made it a really competitive game. The one concern with the Cardinals is their offensive line against the pass rush of the Bucs, but I like them on extended rest. I like Dave Johnson back healthy, and curious to see how they split out Kenyon Drake and David Johnson in this one.
You looking forward to the Patrick Peterson versus Mike Evans matchup?
Big time. The Cards just got to do something. Patrick Peterson, he felt that he was the reason why they lost against the Niners, so I expect him to really bring it this weekend. So the Cards just have to have an answer for Chris Godwin because Jameis only throws to 2 guys. It's to Evans or to Godwin.
They're both like in the top 5 in the league in receiving yards, I think.
It's crazy. And they're getting O.J. Howard back, and I imagine they're going to want to eventually get him the ball because he's gotten enough hype, but we'll see if it actually happens.
You could imagine, right? But as we all know, the only catch he has so far this year is in the Rays' first round of the playoffs.
Exactly.
That foul ball. Next up, the battle for New York. Giants, I don't even want to say at home. But Giants or Jets, they're both playing in their home stadium. One will be wearing home colors, and that is the Jets. But the Giants are favored -2.5.
I actually kind of want to go to this game because it'll just be so fun to see both fan bases, demoralized over how crappy their teams are. And like I said on the recap pod, I will buy all the Sam Darnold stock, but the problem is I will not buy any Adam Gase stock. So I'll lay the 2.5 with the Giants, but I don't want to touch this game. The Giants turn the ball over way too much. I have no confidence in either one of these coaches. Evan Ingram out for the Giants. Probably no Sterling Shepard, so I'm staying far away from this one. Lean Giants. Both teams stink. Both coaches stink. Just a total puke fest here.
I will say, the Giants got to wear what those LT jerseys they wear on Monday night, I think, for every game.
Yeah, they look great. They look awesome.
Absolutely phenomenal uniforms. If Eli Manning looks good in them, anyone can look good in them. I mean, it's facts. Next game, Saints at home. Drew Brees out like his hair is on fire. They're favored by 13 against the just slowly diminishing Atlanta Falcons.
Never betting against the Saints for the rest of the season. They've proved me wrong too many times. Matt Ryan's still hobbled. They have the biggest offensive line, defensive line mismatch of the weekend, as the Saints are the best defensive line in football right now against one of the worst offensive lines for the Falcons. Falcons wave the white flag. I don't care that they're off the bye. I'll lay 13 points with the Saints all day. I'm expecting a massive Michael Thomas game in this one. The corners for the Falcons have just been terrible. The Saints will get Jared Cook back in this game. They need to assimilate him back into the offense. Alvin Kamara back. Latavius Murray running with a lot of gusto right now. Just smash spot for the Saints. Falcons just get out of town.
It is crazy to think that the Saints are sitting at, I think, only 2 losses?
Yep, 2 losses.
And they've been without major
Incredible.
players for this season, and they're just getting everyone back, which is just absolutely terrifying to think
They're
about.
going to be scary in the playoffs. And I think one of the best benefits for them is at the end of last year, Drew Brees really looked like he was slowing down a little bit. Well, because they're actually 7-1. 7-1.
Oh wow.
The best thing for them is, hey, not ideal, but Drew Brees was out for all those games, so maybe he's got a little bit more juice in the tank. Hopefully his thumb is okay. But super impressed with this Saints team right now. They are just playing lights out football. So I think they'll round out the rest of the season and make for a very interesting NFC playoff picture.
Yep, Arthrex in the spotlight. We'll see how Tua plays today, but it'll be against LSU. So we'll see how that all shakes out. You got Tua, you got Drew Brees out there slinging. It's all in the quarterbacks. Anywho. Next up, Ravens coming off a big win on Sunday night, -10 traveling to Cincinnati. Are they going to have a little bit of a Jacksonville post-Patriots Super Bowl letdown?
Oh, I mean, is it too obvious to have that thought process? But the Bengals coming off the bye, new quarterback out there. Now, their biggest weakness is their horrid offensive line. But the Ravens aside from what you saw this past weekend, have not been rushing the passer all that well. I think the Bengals cover this 10 number. They played them earlier in the season. It was a 23-17 game in Baltimore. I will take the 10 points with the Bengals coming off the bye. I watched an interview with Joe Mixon this week. He seems quite perturbed at how the season is going, and I think they're going to rally around their rookie quarterback, and I think it's going to be a tight game. So I will take 10 points. This was almost my Wonka Bader, but I have another pick that I just love. So this is second favorite bet of the weekend, Bengals +10.
AJ Green back as well.
No, he's out.
Oh, he is out. Okay. Oh, God, I saw everywhere that he was in.
No, he was supposed to be, and then he suffered a setback in practice. So it would be a Tyler Boyd, Auden Tate, Jeff Erickson show.
Oh.
Now it's a shame.
Oh. You got to feel for your rookie QB, and you're like, well, at least I got one of the best receivers in the league.
Not so fast.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, crap. Next up, we're going to Lambeau Field where the Pack are looking to recover after a loss to the Chargers, which is just such a unbelievable thing for the Chargers to do. But anyway, I believe you predicted that, Scott.
I did. Wonka Vader.
Well, it was Wonka Vader. So Packers -5 at home against the dangerous man, Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey a little bit hobbled this week. But something that I really like about this game is that the money has been heavy on the Packers so far, and the spread has moved in the Panthers' favor. 65% of the bets in on the Packers, and it's moved down half a point in favor of the Panthers. Christian McCaffrey a little hobbled in practice with battling a knee, but the Packers have been getting torched on the ground this season. Now, typically when a team gets embarrassed on television like the Packers did last week, you expect them to bounce back, but I think they're laying a little too much lumber against this Panthers team that's right in the mix for the playoffs. I think a field goal game. I don't want to say that the Panthers are going to win, although I think they have a very good chance of winning this game, but I will take the 5 points with the Panthers here, and definitely will be in the mix in some of my contests this weekend.
I saw a thing on Twitter, and it said, such a Cam Newton move. He's so selfish. He's going on IR, not we are. Gee whiz, guys.
That's good. That's good.
Next up, another one of those games that you might scratch your head looking at the spread, and it's the Bears at Soldier Field, -2.5, taking on the Motor City Kitties. What do you think here, Scott?
This is I can't get there with either side right now. So this is a stay far away. Gun to the head, I'm going to take the Lions just because Trubisky is just, he
really
can't get out of his own. Yeah, he can't get out of his own way right now, and he's getting mocked in the media because he doesn't want their practice facility to be showing any television airtime of the people telling him how much he stinks. So I lean Lions, but the Lions just can't get out of their own way right now. Terrible 4th-and-1 call last weekend against the Raiders. Had their two best offensive weapons off the field for it. So the coaching on the Lions side and their really poor secondary play, which is surprising with who they have back there in Darius Slay. Maybe this is a get right spot for Trubisky, but I wouldn't bet on it. So I'm gonna stay far away from this one.
Yeah, that secondary for the Lions ever since they traded whose name escapes me.
Diggs.
Yes,
Diggs.
I feel like that secondary felt a little bit spurned, and we're kind of like, hey, you're going to take away one of our guys. So it's been interesting to watch them because that was, I think, right after the Vikings game. But anywho, definitely been an interesting development because, like you said, a lot of talent in that Detroit secondary. Next up, Indianapolis Colts -10 against the Miami Dolphins.
As it stands right now, it sounds like Brissett's going to play, but it could be Hoyer. But you know who will not be playing is T.Y. Hilton, and the Colts just don't win without T.Y. Hilton. So they're laying a lot of lumber against the Dolphins team, who might be feeling themselves a little bit after getting their first win of the season. They definitely haven't quit. The problem with the Dolphins is they have a bunch of guys who just went on IR or who are going to be out for this game because Preston Williams, who's been, one of the bright spots for this team, he's on IR. He blew out his knee. Mark Walton, who they were starting to feel pretty excited about at running back, he got pegged for PEDs. So it's Kalen Ballage and apparently they help you a little bit. So they're going to be they're praying that Kalen Ballage is going to be the answer, who was one of my favorite draft best ball bets of the season, and he hasn't really come through. Alan Hearns and Devontae Parker. So I lean Dolphins, but I don't feel too good about it because of the question marks that they have on the offensive side of the ball. Luckily, and also their offensive line still stinks, and the Colts have a pretty decent pass rush, so it makes for a little bit of a mismatch. I imagine Dolphins coming off the win, people may be running to go bet them against the Colts and getting this big number. So, I lean Dolphins. We'll probably take them in some capacity in Circa this weekend, but I would like to know more about throwing down some hard cash unless I know if Brissett's playing or not.
That'll be, I think Brissett will be a huge. I liked that Hilton fact. I think we'll have to dive further into that one, see if we can get some analytics on that and tweet that out. Yeah. Next up, Steelers at home, but they're dogs to the Rams -3.5.
Steelers have been getting a lot of support in markets, and I think it's quite misguided against a very well-coached team coming off a bye. I would expect a smash bye here for the Rams. I think why people are feeling confident with the Steelers is because of the Rams' weak offensive line play and then the Steelers' pass rush. And also Jared Goff road splits are extremely concerning. And it's going to be a cold, damp, ugly Pittsburgh day, which may not be ideal for this LA team and the California kids that they got coming, like Jared Goff. So I think it's misguided. I think, you can talk yourself into all those trends with the Steelers by give me the better coach off the bye, need to get their team right. And I will take the Rams in this spot. Probably a little bit of a square spot, but I like it for them. And because also Mason Rudolph going up against Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, it doesn't feel right for me. And still no James Conner, so it's going to be you're praying that Jalen Samuels is the answer, which I don't think he is.
Yeah, that'll be. That's going to be an interesting one because I feel like the Steelers for some reason are still getting.
They're hanging around.
Yeah.
Hanging around. They got alligator blood right now, and you don't know why that's the case. So this is a great barometer spot for them. If they go out and win this game, they're alive for the playoffs, which is just wild.
Would Tomlin then be head coach? Is your Tomlin for coach of the year?
Coach of the year still alive? Can it still be alive if they make the playoffs? Say they win out, does he win coach of the year?
I think you lose your three best players, and you should go to the playoffs. That'd be phenomenal.
Do you buy this narrative that apparently they were shopping for Le'Veon Bell?
Oh my gosh! I know the Jets were putting out. They would have gotten him back for less than they would have had to pay him if they tagged him.
Yeah. Can you imagine? That would have been awkward walking back into that locker room, right?
I would have just had everyone sitting there watching him walk in and laughing. It would have been, and then I would have just been like, "Hey, we're releasing you."
Psych.
Yeah, exactly. So here it is. I'm going to try not to cry. But we got the Vikings traveling to Jerry World. Primetime Kirk.
Wonka Vader. Sorry, Micah. Wonka Vader. Pick of the week. Cowboys -3. The bright lights of Sunday Night Football in Dallas. And a weak offensive line for the Vikings going up against the Cowboys pass rush. Michael Bennett, Malik Collins versus interior of the Vikings. I don't think it spells a lot of good things for you guys. Also, I think it looks a little desperate that the Vikings are signing guys that being waived like Sendejo. Where was he even playing?
He was in Philly.
Sendejo.
Philly. Yep. They picked him up on waiver wires. Yeah. Yep.
So if you're getting released from the Philly secondary, you know things are not good for you this season. So I think just way too short of a number. I think the Cowboys should be more like 5 or 6 point favorites at home against this Vikings team right now. So I apologize, Micah, but I think that it's going to be a big Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup game. And I think that the defensive line for the Cowboys will be stuffing Dalvin Cook, and also you just don't know if Thielen is going to be playing. So I think it's a lot of things are spelling bad for the Vikings, but most importantly, primetime Kirk, and you just have no confidence in him. So this is Wonka Vader pick of the week. This is actually going to be one of my highest exposure bets of the season. I will be heavy on the Cowboys.
Oh, you just want to make me cry, don't you?
I'm sorry. You're my man, Micah. I want to hold back, but I can't. I think this is just a smash spot for the Cowboys.
I think it is too, and it's on brand with what we've been preaching all year. And I, as a Vikings fan, witness it every time because I sit on my couch and I put on Primetime Vikings because I'm excited. I put my jersey on. I drink out of my Viking helmet mug. I sip on a Mountain Dew, the elixir of life. And
best drink ever.
It is. And then I watch as number 8 goes out there and just destroys my dreams.
I hope that you get a good sweat at least. I hope it's a tight one for a little bit, and then it just kind of opens up. But I'm excited to hear Chris Collinsworth and now Michael's talk about Primetime Kirk on Sunday. It should be entertaining.
And Collinsworth is just going to lay into him because Collinsworth loves laying into everyone he can.
You know what? I'm actually surprised. 45% of the bets have been on the Vikings so far. I thought it would be a little bit more skewed, and the line opened at 3 and it's been static at 3. So I guess the public didn't really like what they saw of the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. So maybe that's why the line's staying low, but I think it's a mispricing by Vegas.
This would be such a Vikings thing to do, of go to Arrowhead in a game you should win, and then you lose on a game-winning field goal, to then just totally flip the script. Everyone's like writing you off. Even the Vikings fans are like, we're going to lose, whatever. And then they just would come out and they'll play like the game of their life. And that's just what being a Vikings fan is. It's terrible. And And I think I said on the recap show with you guys was I didn't buy into that NFL Vikings team 2 years ago until after the Minnesota Miracle.
No!
And then I was like, I'm gung ho on this team. Like, this is it. I finally believe.
Home game for the Super Bowl, and then dud.
Get murdered by the Eagles. Go down the field on the first drive too. Make it look easy. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go, and then just disappear off the face of the planet. Phenomenal. But we finally have a Monday Night Football game, Scott. Now we're not going to dive into it, but I am so excited because I want to watch Monday Night Football for the first time this year.
I'm juiced. I'm juiced for this one. I'm very fired up for this game. It's going to be extremely, extremely entertaining. But yeah, we'll get into that on the Sunday recap.
I know I can see you
I'm
just
chomping
frothing,
at the bit.
like wanting to
chomping at the bit for this one.
So yes, make sure to tune into the recap show that'll be coming tomorrow night after the 4:00 games or wherever you live. The second wave of NFL games. We will.
Micah, just a quick update. Draft.com. Pigskin Junkies Challenge still at the top, but have a nice comfortable lead. But if you want to get in some Draft.com, use promo code Pigskin Junkies. You'll get a $3 free play. Challenge Jared, challenge myself, and we'd love to get some weekend draft action going.
Yeah, and there you go, Scott. Look at you, just doing the promotions. I mean, you don't even need me anymore.
Well, I was looking at the standings right now. I was just so excited because the team is just so stacked right now.
So we did get two. I was going to say, please continue to rate, review, subscribe to the podcast. I'll do all my plugs too. We've gotten 2 reviews so far. We've gotten 5 stars from LJ Neitz, which is Jared's good buddy from high school. It's not to give away anything. He's not biased, folks, okay? He literally didn't listen to our podcast for a long time.
Completely objective.
Yes, exactly. So he just kind of gave us a shout out there. And then Javanho, it says these guys are great, fun to listen to, and give great analysis of college and pro football games. Listen to their podcast every week. So thank you for continuing to listen. We just enjoy doing this. So if you guys enjoy listening, we're going to keep doing it. We enjoy interacting with you on Twitter. I know Scott's got the hot thumbs right now. I hop on there occasionally. Jared hops on there occasionally. So keep tweeting questions. We'll all do our best to keep answering those. We really enjoy it. And even tweet us questions, and we can try and, if you got questions you want us to talk about on the podcast, we'd enjoy that as well. So just keep them coming. We're enjoying the interaction with all of you. We hope you have a wonderful weekend full of awesome football. And we will talk to you on the recap show. We're out of here.
Rounders, Mikey McD.